an opening statement. Then we'll open up for questions for all four. When you ask a question, just state the name so they'll know if they need to answer. Okay.
All right, we are incredibly excited to check that meet off our list. Regionals day one is always, or I guess it's round two, but it was day one for us. It's always a pressure cooker of an environment, but really a theme for us as a team has been progress, not perfection. It's one of our values that I really believe in, having a growth mindset, that you don't go out to compete to be perfect. You go out there to make progress, moment by moment, tweak by tweak, performance by performance. We find a way to create momentum, whether that's through a routine or through the energy and the team culture that's alongside of you. And I feel like our team did an incredible job of that tonight. We started on vault, where it was really tough to earn some great scores over there. I thought we had a great vault performance, and it was really tough to kind of get those marks that we are really striving for, but of course that's something we can't control. And so just taking it for what it is, we did our best to continue to build momentum. Moving into bars, there were some real standout moments. I think Pei coming in with a really exciting bar routine, putting a strong dismount landing down. You could feel that momentum build in that moment. And I think Chloe, Ryan, and Jordan at the end there, they all really built on that with some solid stuck landings. And then moving to beam, that was kind of a keep your head down and be steady event for us. I thought our team did a good job of locking in and staying really tunnel vision in what they were trying to accomplish in that moment. And then moving to floor, I think everybody took a deep breath and really just tried to put on a show. It's our home environment. The crowd was invested. They were cheering for us. They were all in. And I feel like this team really put the exclamation mark on a really good night. And I think we have so much more to bring to the table for Sunday at the same time. So we're going to stay focused on celebrating. That was a great moment, a great day. And now it's all about how do we get those tenths in recovery, in our mindset, and how do we find that edge moving into Sunday, where we're just a couple tenths away from being one of the top teams in the country. So we're excited about what our group is capable of, and ready to get back to work.
Okay, questions right here.
This is for anyone who wants it, but through the first three rotations, you guys were kind of hovering around. Everyone was around 985. Was that kind of the goal, just to, you guys knew if you guys got that score for each of you, you guys would most likely advance to Sunday?
I think we generally don't focus too much on the exact score, the exact outcome. We're really process focused. And of course we want to put up the best numbers that we can, but the ultimate goal for our team is to do our process, trust that it works, and the outcome will be that. Control the controllables.
I think what's crazy about these meets is, there's a 4-judge panel, and so they drop the high-low score and then average the middle. And so, what a vault panel is judging at could look entirely different from another event panel. And so it's really important not to get stuck in, where are we at by the third event, because everybody's on a different event. And so you never really know how a judge is evaluating that routine. So it's super important to stay just locked in on our performance, giving it our absolute best in that moment, and then letting the scores take care of themselves.
Right here.
Lilly and Gabby, you guys rounded it out on the floor, and obviously you guys are used to competing in those spots, but all those moments throughout the regular season are building to this environment. How did you guys just go about keeping your heads on straight and making sure that you guys executed so well?
I think for us, it's just repeating what we do in practice. I think that's the most important thing, not focusing on any outcome. We had full trust in the lineup before us. And so I think it's just all about going out there and doing our best for our team.
I agree. Our lineup sets us up the best, and we are a duo that builds off of each other, so it's just fun to let our work show out there.
I gotta celebrate these two though, because they make it sound so easy. They're both competing incredibly difficult routines. They're both opening their floor routines with E passes. Lilly's pass, that's where it's 4/10 bonus. That's a really complicated pass. Gabby's full out that she does, I have never seen a gymnast do a bigger, more dynamic full out. And so they make it sound so simple, but they train that way. They compete their average, and that tells you that the way that they practice is at such a high level that it just translates into the most challenging, toughest moments right here in a pressure cooker of an environment. So to keep your head on straight, I think there's so much that goes into it, but they have put in the hard, gritty work for that to be their average of what comes out in the big moments.
Okay.
For Ryan, just what do you think has led to your consistency on bars this season?
I've really taken a different step into the mental approach and really taken it seriously this year. It's something so different that I've done in club, but taking that really seriously has made a huge change. So using exactly what I do in practice and competition makes the switch like feel pretty similar from practice to competition. So that's been really helpful.
A few more right here.
Just how much does that, it was the second best, I think, score on the floor. Just how much does that maybe help take momentum into Sunday when you end on a high note like that?
That's who we are on floor. That's normal for us. So I think just ending our day like that was a confidence boost and gives us that momentum that we need going into Sunday. So I'm really proud of ending like that.
Right here.
This one could be for any of you, but Ash talks a lot about handling the noise. So in postseason, you guys have double the noise going on in the crowd, and with double the amount of teams. What do you guys do to kind of handle the noise in the postseason to keep going? Because the tents really do matter now.
I think for us it's really important to stay connected to each other. One of our quotes this year has been stay connected to each other in the mission. And so no matter what's going on around us, no matter what external factors we're faced with, we're all we got and that's all we need. And I think it's really important for us for each event is to just focus on the person that's going. And anything else really doesn't matter for us.
Two more.
Obviously, this can be for anyone, a lot of familiarity with the opponents that you saw this afternoon in your session. I guess when you see that, what's the thought process and how does that go into or affect, if at all, how you guys compete?
I think as much as these three would love to have an offense and a defense going on, you got three of the fiercest competitors sitting next to me. We only have offense. We cannot control what another team is going to do. And so while it might be familiar to see those colors in our arena again, we know that when we lock in and focus on what we need to do, that's how we create the best performance for Bama. And so for us, it doesn't matter who's walking in. It doesn't change our game. We're going to continue to play on offense, attack the moment, and give ourselves the best shot at accomplishing our goals.
Last one.
This is for Ashley. Did y'all get to choose the order you were in today as the host team? Because I know sometimes it's by seeding, and then kind of how will that work for the next round, and how much of a bonus was it to get to finish on floor at home?
Yeah, it worked out fantastic for us today. We do not get that choice. It's all done by the NCAA. It's predetermined what event you start on based on what seed you're at. So depending on who qualifies through tonight, we'll know what our rotation order is for Sunday. It looks to be a pretty good shot at starting at vault again, depending on, again, how tonight goes. But we're prepared to handle whatever event we start on. We've actually started on every event at some point throughout the season so far. So once we get that information, we'll be ready to go.
All right.